Hello, welcome to Hip Talk, the podcast where we talk about all the new cool features and innovations coming to the Hedera network. My name is Keith Cole, and I'm a product manager at Hashgraph. And I'm honored today to be joined by Ali Nikan, who's the Director of Product and Program Management at Hashgraph. Welcome, Ali.
Hi, Keith. Thanks for having me.
No problem. And the reason we're having you here today is that you are the release manager for Release 59, which is the topic of our discussion. So let's dive into it. A really exciting release with a really exciting new feature that I think a lot of people in the community are going to be excited about. But before we get to that, let's talk about some of the other exciting features, starting with HIP 755, Schedule Service System Contract. What is this new feature we're adding in Release 59?
Yeah, so like you said, we have a bunch of really cool HIPs in this release, and I'm very excited to talk about that. So we have this scheduling services in Hedera, which natively you can schedule transactions and services. And what we want to do with these two HIPs, 755 and 756, is that we want to let smart contracts interact with our scheduling service. These are very important, very unique functionalities to Hedera, and we want to bring them to our smart contract ecosystem. So what HIP 755 does is that it allows smart contract to sign a scheduled transaction or authorize a scheduled transactions. We have system contracts that allows the smart contracts to interact with native services through that. And two main methods that we are releasing with this HIP is authorize a schedule and sign a schedule, which allows the smart contracts to authorize a scheduled transaction or sign the scheduled transaction, facilitating multi-party approval. So if you have a transaction that requires multiple parties, they don't have to sign all at the same time. You can schedule for a later time. And once you have all the signatures, the transaction will go through. 756, which I'm just going to talk about because we build it on top of this, is token create and token update via scheduling services. So you now, because we have 755, you can have specific functionalities on top of that to interact with our scheduling services. And what 756 does is allows you smart contracts to schedule a token creation and designate certain accounts for treasurer auto renew through these methods that we are making available, which is a very powerful feature, and I'm very, very excited about that.
Yeah, this is going to be amazing. I mean, the schedule service is a really powerful feature set. And when you combine that with the ability to now leverage that within smart contracts, I mean, it could really open up some really exciting opportunities for developers. Have you run across any kind of potential use cases that you thought are really interesting for this?
Yeah, there are a lot of use cases in DeFi in the whole ecosystem. So imagine that you have an NFT platform, for example. You want to release an album that requires, you are collaborating with musicians, with visual artists, you have multiple different parties, and you want to have a complex token system that your royalties only distributed if everybody agrees and approve it. You can build that logic within your smart contract without compromising decentralization, without having any platform level authorization, and the royalties would be distributed once everybody involved, for example, approve that transaction. Or we can have a lending platform, we can have a DeFi executing very complex multi-party functionalities through this logic because you can interact with our scheduled services.
The other HIP we're really excited about is HIP 991. Now, just as a note here, I'm going to actually be doing a HIP Talk deep dive with the authors of this HIP. So we're going to have a lot more content about this. But maybe, Ali, you can just give a high-level overview of HIP 991 and the powerful new features and capabilities it will be bringing to the Hedera consensus service.
HIP 911 also is something that I'm very excited about. And shout out to Ty, who championed this HIP. I'm very happy you're going to talk to him about this and deep dive. But at a very high level, this HIP is going to bring a lot of flexibility and management to our topic ID and enabling developers to manage topic IDs and manage the access around this. So with this HIP, even if you have a publicly writable topic ID, you can have custom fees. The fees can be in HBAR or HDS tokens. You can have accounts that are exempt from that fee, so you can manage access. You can have accounts that publicly can write to this, but anyone else who want to write to that have to pay in a certain token or pay in HBAR, and you can have a barrier for removing spams, making sure only certain people with certain tokens can write to it. Basically, it enables developers, AI agents to be able to publicly write to topic IDs, create them, and manage the access without having a very complex web structure around this, and just interacting with our native services.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool new feature. I mean, just for those of you who have never had the opportunity to interact with the Hedera consensus service, personally, I think it's one of the most unique and compelling services we have on Hedera, allowing you to write any message with any payload to these topics. But I think a barrier, like you said, was that previously topics were either kind of permissioned, like only you could write messages to that topic, or they were open, anyone could write messages to that topic. And I think with this new feature, we really open up new revenue generating opportunities for exciting new business models on Hedera Consensus Service. Is any of those business models like that would be enabled through HIP 991? Have you run across any of those, or can you talk about maybe just an example that gets you excited?
Yeah, one of the things that really makes me excited, and Ty and the team are pushing for it, is the ability for AI agents to leverage HCS. This is something that doesn't exist anywhere else. Currently, when AI agents talk to each other, they use either Twitter or Telegram, or they have to do it very privately. We want to bring that to blockchain because we want to have the auditability, you want to have the trail of all those messages, but you can enable two agent, for example, or a human to agent interaction through HCS. And if you have the custom feeds, you can make sure only certain accounts or certain agents can talk to each other. Not everybody would be able to participate in that topic ID. And this is something that personally I'm really, really excited about because it doesn't exist anywhere else. And AI is everywhere. So this is amazing.
Super interesting. So as I said, if you're looking for more information on HIP 991, please stay tuned to our YouTube channel for a deep dive on this one. Where we'll go, we'll spend quite a bit of time diving into it, its features, and some exciting new use cases it can enable, like the AI use case you've just mentioned. Well, I think it's going to be a really exciting release 59. Any other comments or feedback, Ali?
Thank you so much for having me here. We really appreciate the ecosystem and the community. If you have thoughts, please reach out to us through Twitter, Discord. We are eager to get feedback on any of these tips or anything else that you have in mind.
Great summary. All right. Thank you, everyone, for attending today's HIP Talk, and hope you have a great day.